Parents, let me ask you, when you see the words fat-free on a food label, do you feel a little safer about putting it in your cart? Because for decades, that's what we were taught, that fat was bad, it clogs our arteries, it makes us fat. But what if I told you that the truth is the exact opposite? Your kids' brains and bodies, and yours too, need fat to function. Today we're going to break down the good fats, the bad fats, and why the fat-free craze left us more confused than ever. I'll show you how simple it is to bring healthy fats back into your kitchen. In cooking class, I love to start with a simple question. What does our brain need? What is our brain made of? Most people shout out sugar, but here's the thing. Our brain is about 60% fat. Fat literally makes up the structure of our brain cells, and it insulates the nerves that send the messages throughout the body. Without enough of the right kinds of fat, we struggle to focus, to regulate mood, and even to learn. Fat also helps us absorb vitamins like A, D, and E. Those are called fat-soluble vitamins. I like to tell the kids, if you eat a salad without fat, it's like locking the vitamins in a safe and throwing away the key. Fat is the key that lets your body actually use the nutrients from the vegetables. And then there's essential fatty acids. Essential means our body can't make them. We must get them from food. Omega-3s, for example, are critical for brain development, especially in children. Omega-6s also matter, but we'll talk about those in a minute. Now, if you grew up avoiding fat because your doctor or a magazine or the nightly news told you not to, let me just say it's not your fault. You were following the advice you trusted. And you'll have to check out the video I did about how science has been wrong more than once. But now we know better. And when we know better, we can do better for ourselves and for our kids. So let's talk about the fun part, the fats that you do want on your plate. I break them into 3 groups. Monounsaturated fats, think olive oil, avocados, almonds. These are the heart-healthy ones. They help us to stabilize blood sugar. Then we have polyunsaturated fats. This is where we find those omega-3s in salmon, sardines, chia seeds, or flax seeds. These help with brain development, reducing inflammation, even supporting focus in school. And then our saturated fats. These get such a bad rap, but let's clear this up. Traditional cultures thrived on butter, coconut oil, and even beef tallow. Saturated fats provide stability for cooking, and they are part of a balanced diet. It is shocking to me whenever I ask the kids in class if fats are bad, they all say yes, saturated fats are bad. It's amazing to me how ingrained this has become that I have 9 and 10-year-olds telling me that fat makes you fat or that saturated fats are bad. Now, every semester, I make sure to include a variety of fats as we talk about the importance of fat, fiber, and protein. When I ask them to name a fat, they usually do guess butter or oil. But when I pull out flax seeds or chia seeds, they're kind of shocked that these tiny seeds could be so full of fat. Good, healthy omega-3s for our brain. We also talk about walnuts and how they're even shaped like our brain. I think the key for families is to learn variety. Use olive oil for your salads, butter or coconut oil for cooking. Add some fatty fish a couple times a week. Sprinkle chia and flax into smoothies. These are not complicated swaps. They're everyday choices that build healthier brains and stronger bodies. Now let's just pause for a second. If fat is so important, why were we told to avoid it for so many decades? This is where history matters. In the 1980s, the food industry pushed low-fat everything. They took fat out and replaced it with sugar and chemicals. Margarine was marketed as healthier than butter. It was marketed as a miracle, even though it was made by forcing liquid oils into solids through a chemical process called hydrogenation. That created trans fat, and those do harm our body. They increase inflammation and our risk for heart disease. This is why so many parents are confused. We were sold the idea that fat makes us fat, but the truth is processed carbs and artificial fats were the problem. Vani Hari in Feeding You Lies and Dr. Ken Berry in The Lies My Doctor Told Me both called this out. Much of what we believed was based in industry-funded science is not truth. And now the work of Emily Kaplan in Broken Science is proving to us how much of our science has been biased. So if you've ever wondered, is fat bad for me? Here's the clear answer. No. Healthy, natural fats are your friend. You only need to avoid the artificial trans fats. Here's how I encourage families in my cooking class to bring healthy fats back. Use olive oil instead of vegetable oil. Ditch that margarine if you still have it around for real butter or ghee. Add a spoonful of chia or flax to yogurt or even your baked goods. Serve salmon once a week, or if that's too much, try tuna or sardines. Let your kids dip their apple slices in almond butter in place of that processed caramel. And if they want to learn how to make caramel, I teach that in my cooking classes. It's not about being perfect. It's about adding the good stuff so your family feels and functions better. And when kids are involved in the kitchen, they're more likely to try these foods. I've seen kids go from saying, ew, to flax seeds, and then making flax eggs and adding them to everything. So are healthy fats really healthy? Yes, your brain needs them. Your kid's growth depends on it. Your energy, your focus, and even your hormones rely on good fats. The only fats we need to avoid are man-made fats. So here's my challenge. This week, add one new healthy fat to your family's meals. Maybe it's cooking with olive oil or sprinkling chia seeds on their breakfast. Maybe trying salmon for the first time. I'll make sure that I upload a video from Sina Seafood on how to cook fish. If you want more clarity about what is real food versus fake food, stay locked into this channel because I have a lot more lectures, workshops, and cooking classes that I will be loading onto this channel. There will be more discussion about fat because it's a question I get often. There are videos on sugar, on how the science is broken, and make sure you check out the next one. Why are we eating dessert for breakfast?